Welcome to the deep dive. Ever stop to think about how those surveys you get are actually put together?
It's quite a process.
Yeah, today we're really digging into the art and science behind asking questions well, for surveys and questionnaires.
Exactly. We've got some real examples to look at. Different kinds, different formats.
And we'll see how, tiny choices in how you ask something can totally change the answers you get.
Which is crucial, right? Whether you're making surveys yourself or maybe just trying to figure out what the results actually mean.
Okay, so let's jump in. First up, structured telephone interviews. On the phone. Well, things need to be pretty precise, don't they? Keep the conversation flowing.
Absolutely. You need that consistency, especially live. Think about the opening script. Something like, hello, this is name calling from organization. We're doing a study about health and daily activities.
Right. Straight to the point. Sets the scene.
Exactly. And then for getting specific info, say, about behavior. A question like, in the past 7 days, how many days did you exercise for at least 20 minutes? It's very direct.
Leaves less wiggle room.
Okay.
But what if someone, say, didn't exercise? You don't want to ask them follow-ups about it.
That's where skip logic comes in. You'll see instructions like, if and no, skip to Q6.
Ah, smart. Keeps it relevant.
Yeah, makes it efficient, saves everyone time, keeps the flow going. And then you often have scales, like, would you say your overall health is excellent, very good, good, fair, or poor?
Giving people fixed options.
Standardized options, yeah. Helps capture those more subjective feelings in a consistent way.
Okay, so that's on the phone. What about questionnaires people fill out themselves? Like on paper or online? Self-administered ones.
Right. Well, then clarity is even more important and how it looks visually.
Because there's no interviewer to explain things if someone gets stuck.
Precisely. It needs to be super intuitive. Think about simple checklists like, please check all the health conditions you've had in the past year, and then boxes for cold, flu, allergies, that kind of thing.
Easy to understand, easy to do.
Yeah. Or those satisfaction scales. How satisfied are you with your job? And then very satisfied, somewhat satisfied, neutral, all the way down.
Familiar format.
Exactly. But the instructions are key here. Little things like circle one answer, or again, skip to question 12 if you answered and no. They guide the person through it.
And the look of it matters too, you said.
Oh, definitely. Like using bold headers for sections, keeping related questions together, enough white space so it doesn't feel crammed.
Yeah.
It all makes a difference in how easy and maybe how willing someone is to fill it out properly.
Okay, interesting. Now, you mentioned something about experiments, using questionnaires and experiments.
Yes, this is where it gets really fascinating, methodologically speaking. Researchers actually use questionnaires to test how asking questions differently affects the answers people give.
So testing the questions themselves.
Exactly, like testing different wording. Imagine two versions. Version A asks, do you favor the government increasing taxes to fund public schools?
Okay.
But version B asks, do you support higher investment in education even if it means raising taxes?
Huh. They're getting at the same basic idea, but that second one, it feels different, focusing on investment in education first.
Right. And researchers find these subtle shifts can change the percentage of people saying yes or no. It shapes how framing works.
Wow.
And they also experiment with question order.
How so?
Well, you might give one group questions about, say, how satisfied they are with the economy before asking about their political views. Then another group gets those same questions, but in the reverse order.
Does that change things?
It can. Asking about the economy first might, prime people to think about financial issues when they then evaluate political figures or parties. It tests for those kinds of priming effects.
So the order you ask things in
Yeah.
can actually nudge people's thinking one way or another when they answer later questions.
It's possible, yes. And understanding that is so important for validating survey methods, making sure the instrument itself isn't creating bias.
Man, there's a lot more going on under the surface than you'd think. So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway here?
I think the main thing is realizing that pretty much every choice in questionnaire design matters. The words, the order, the layout, the response options, it all potentially shapes the data you end up with.
It's not just asking questions, it's carefully crafting them.
Absolutely. It's a powerful tool, but you've got to be thoughtful about how you build it and how you interpret the results.
Really makes you think, doesn't it? So for you listening, the next time you take a survey or see poll results, maybe pause and consider, how were those questions asked? What assumptions might be baked into the way they were designed? Could the answers have looked different if they'd been asked another way? Definitely something to mull over. Thanks for digging into this with us on The Deep Dive.